Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Lone Wolf. Some housekeeping. For this episode, I will be using the one-page Mythic for very specific questions that require actions and descriptions. For general Oracle questions that are fairly simple, I'll be using my usual percentage D100 by pitching a percentage and then rolling at or below it for a yes. Now, where we left off, Basil was on hex A9, and he is at what appears to be a light tower of sorts on the side of a coastline. Now, we were ambushed or surprised to be approached from behind by what I was calling the underdogs, but I have changed the name of this faction that we dealt with earlier to the Creed. Wasn't a fan of the underdogs, didn't really feel like a criminal syndicate, a crime syndicate, so I felt like just changing it to the Creed. They are a criminal syndicate, plain and simple. Now, they are basically behind us with a dagger at our backs, looking to, well, we really don't know actually. Are they seeking revenge for how we embarrassed them earlier? Because we didn't really attack them or harm them in any way. We just intimidated them and stopped them, forced them to from harming innocents. So, we have these two individuals with the Creed. Now, they have us at gunpoint, if there was guns in this universe. But essentially, we're at where we are at a very troublesome moment. Now, should we quickly turn around and strike them? Do we jump forward, turn around, and pull our sword? Do we beg them? Do we ask them what's going on? What are you guys doing? What is this tower? I believe, as a pit fighter, the lone wolf himself is going to take this aggressively. Now, these two, so with my maze hack, which I have talked about for several episodes already, there has been a slight change which I completely forgot to put on the document, but I've had a long day at work and I just want to jump right in. So, with enemy HP, I decided to scratch it and combine it with armor. Now, in my game, I actually use hit die or attack die for the weapons. D6, for example, for the short sword. Now, as we progress and as my weapons, in this adventure get better, higher die, the armor is actually tied to the HP. So I will now be calling it their hit dice. Their hit dice, which is obviously common terminology in RPGs, will represent their variable armor that decreases with the damage they take, so that they actually become weaker as you hurt them. So if you still want to consider it HP, then you may do so. But the armor is now fluid and tied to the HP. Simply calling it the hit die. That way I don't have to keep remembering, oh yeah, their armor is 1, 2, 3. These guys right here, I completely forgot what they were before, but let's just say they are 4s. So I would have to roll a 4 or more to hurt them. And the difference would basically be, actually a 5 or higher, would be the amount of damage taken. This is kind of like Maze Rats with the set armor, and then the difference is damage, but I'm combining it with armor itself. But I'm going to lower these guys to 2. I think there were 2 or 3 or 4. I just don't recall, but I'm going to make them 2 for now. So these 2 Creed members are behind us, and they are threatening us. Because we are, first off, the question of the tower. Is the tower the hideout or the home of the Creed? I'm going to say 75% chance, just because these guys popped out of nowhere, and they are obviously have the advantage here. So let's see, 75%. It is 34. Okay, so this is the hideout, or not exactly a hideout, it's a sore thumb, but this is just a common lighthouse that the Creed use as their base of operations. Now, we don't know that, but perhaps I'm simply rolling for the audience here, or for, for the setting. But the Basil doesn't know that for sure, but he's probably thinking that these two have some connection the um, to the lighthouse in some manner. So we are going to try to quickly spin around, or you know what? Let's do this. Our sword is not equipped at the moment. I'm going to say, I'm going to elbow both these guys in their faces as quick as possible, and spin around and unsheath my sword. So we're going to do a strength check with the usual dungeon world method in my maze hack. This will be a mix of dexterity and strength. So what will take the advantage here? I think it's going to be dexterity, which I don't have a bonus on. So let's roll for dexterity to see if we are successful in this. I'm hoping we are. And that is a no. That's a fail. So again, I don't have a bonus on dexterity. We attempt to elbow them, but they jump back, seeing Basil flinch, or not flinch, move. We try to elbow at least one of them, and they jump back. Now, do they strike me with their dagger? Or do they strike Basil with their dagger? I'm going to say 75% again. Oh, wow, 92. That's extreme no. This is very interesting. I think this actually changes the story a bit, these guys. Now, remember, we didn't actually hurt them in our first initial encounter. I want to roll to the actions table here. 92 is an extreme no in my book on my basic oracle. But what are they actually planning here? Let's roll for action. 87. 87 is going to be progress, which is, okay, somewhat meaningful to me. 11. It goes to 11. So cold. Oh, this is a cold. This is what I was presuming. They want to recruit us, which I believe was a thought of mine, or I mentioned in my video. Again, work was incredibly tiresome, and I forgot a lot of the things that happened. But again, I believe they want to recruit us because, oh yeah, that's right. I think we did talk about this. They are low on members. Yeah, they did try to recruit us, and they are still desperate to recruit us somehow. So we spin around and they say, hey, whoa, 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 not so fast, man. We are actually looking for members, and you obviously proved yourself from earlier. Do you want to join the Creed? So they show like an emblem, like a little pin, and they pull the pin out. And Basil, okay, we've got to turn around, obviously. He's facing them now. Basil is somewhat confused. He was expecting them to attack. He says, well, what would he say? Oh, let me adjust my lighting, because I notice it's paused. Okay, hopefully it was not dark for too long. Like I said before, I have a very, very low budget. Now, we are somewhat confused, but we're not surprised. They tried to recruit us before, so it's really a 50-50 here. Basil is looking at mainly, I think, this guy here. So I'm going to bump him up to 3 because I think he is I'm just going to say that he is the leader, per se, of the small group. So he's holding a pin. He's like, do you wish to join the Creed? And Basil, and I'm not going to be trying British accents, FYI, for this series anymore. Basil is like, again, as a pit fighter, got to get into character here. He says, what do you guys, who is the Creed? Well, do we know who the Creed is? We have, okay, they did mention the Creed before, but do we know do we have knowledge about the Creed? Let's roll, I'm going to say, 50-50. I just really don't know. Okay, we do know we've heard the Creed before. And if I am unintentionally retconning a detail from before, I apologize if I have asked that same question, but obviously Basil knows who the Creed is. And he obviously knows the Creed is a criminal syndicate. He says he's not looking to team up with criminals, and he'd rather die than join them. So these two look at each other, knowing that we are Basil stubborn and won't join them. Are they going to attack Basil? 50-50. 68. I was actually hoping for that. Now, here's the thing. They technically have us outmatched. Well, literally outmatched 2-1. But I think Basil is defending. He's in defense right now. They're not going to attack us. They are still on this recruitment phase. They are recruiters. I think I recall making a joke last episode about the whole insurance thing. So these are recruiters, part-time recruiters, and also thugs for the Creed, apparently. And that's totally fine with the story here. So basically, this guy here says you might want to reconsider because there is a certain someone from behind who walked out of the lighthouse, which I'm sorry is the watchtower, is a light tower. I'm sorry, the watchtower walked out and clears her throat. That's right. So as Basil hears the clearing of the throat, he turns around and he sees. Well, let's roll for it. Does he see? Well, here's the thing. He doesn't know the visual appearance of Damaris. He doesn't know her. I don't believe he does. That's the thing. I'm gonna say does. No, I'm gonna say no. But he has a very, very small inkling this is her. I'm not saying it's her, but it is a female. So it is a female character with a D6, and she clears her throat. Actually, let's give her a 4. She clears her throat, and she has her hands on her hips, and she says, "What do we got here?" Basil is now surrounded. This guy from before, the 3, he speaks up. He says, "Well, hero, say hello to the leader, or say hello to the captain of the Creed." And does he say Damaris? This will be a huge twist. I'm going to say 25% chance here. Or let's use the Oracle, because this is actually a very monumental question. Let's say very unlikely. Does he say Damaris? He does not. Okay, so this is just some random female character who is not Damaris, but he says, "Hey, say hello to insert NPC name here." So let's start this one. Her name will be. Let me use a card off to the side here. Her name will be Kaylee. That works. Oh, actually, yeah, we'll use Kaylee. Kaylee. Okay, Kaylee. So she is a captain of not a higher rank, but a captain of the Creed, and she is standing there with a serious posture. And she has a spear with her. She has a tall spear. Basil is concerned. He says, "What do you 3 want with me?" This third one speaks up. I guess I am getting a little deep into the RPG roots here. That's okay. Now, or the roleplay, I should say. The third one walks up to. They both walk up to Kaylee, and they say, "Captain, this one was causing us some trouble earlier. We were trying to recruit him for the Creed for our purpose, but he keeps saying no." So Kaylee checks him out, sizes him up, and she says, "Pathetic. I doubt he'll make good Creed material." And Basil actually welcomes that because he doesn't want to join. He says, "That's a shame." Now, these two step in front. He says, you want to say that again?" Basil's getting a little antsy here. He's getting a little defensive, a little hot-headed. He says, "You heard me. You 3 are pathetic. Like I said, I'd rather die than join the Creed. I've heard what you guys do. You kill innocent people. You loot dead bodies," which we've done before. "You rob the innocents. I wouldn't stoop that low. Not even for a gold." So, she takes out her weapon, he takes out a weapon, and so does he. They all take out their weapon. Then she says, "Well, you leave us no choice. Prepare to die." And now we are in combat. So, like I said, combat is similar to Dungeon World. I'm going to roll, and the roll represents the entire turn between each character. I'm going to attack. We're going to do the roll between first let's do the 3 and Basil. So, plus the strength. We're rolling. Okay, not. Oh, wow, same for before. So, not that great rolls today so far. But a 6, 7, 8, that is a hit, but that's also a hit from them too. But we do block with our armor. Our armor is a set 3. Now, we roll a d6 to attack him, the 3. We have to roll a 4 or higher to do damage, and 2, that's a block. Now, he's going to attack us with a d4. And that's a 3, and that's going to be a block. Now, let's roll for Basil and her. So, plus 2 strength on this. Darn, it's not. Just slowly creeping up on my rolls here. 6, 7, 8, 9 of strength. So, that is a partial. Now, again, rolling my d6 against her 4, a 3. That is a miss. Now she attacks. She is going to be a d6. She's a little more difficult. Okay. Whoops. Off frame. Let's try it again. 3. That's a block. Okay. So now we're going down the order here. I'm going to roll for the 2 and Basil. Trying to give this a little more oomph. Plus 2 on this roll. There we go. That is a beauty. That's exactly, well, again, it depends on our dice roll following this, but 11. That is that's a hit with enemy armor considered. Actually, it's not. 11, 12, 13. I get a clean shot bypassing armor because of my maze hack. So that's a critical. And it's considered with the modifier. So I roll my d6, and whatever the damage is, this guy is dead. Okay, so now we're going to roll back to the top here for the 3 and Basil. Here we go. That is plus the 2, so that's going to be strength of, finally, again, my rolls are getting better and better as we go so far. That's a 9, 10, 11, so I get to attack. They don't, but their armor is considered. Okay, here we go. Rolling for damage. 5, that's a difference of 2, so he takes 2 damage. So he's down to 1. He is hurt on the ground. Now we roll for Haley and Basil. Here we go, plus 2 strength. Oh, that's a fail. That's a no. So plus 2, that's even a 4. She attacks us, but we do keep our armor considered. Okay, she's a d6. 1, that's a fail. That's a 1. That's 3 armor blocks, so negated. All of it's negated. We are still down to 6 HP, FYI. Now, let's see what happens here. We're going to roll for the 1. Okay, plus 2 strength on this roll. Okay, so very, very inconsistent rolls today. That's a 3, 4, 5. That's a fail, so he will attack. And I'm going to give him his D4 because he's a lower ranking thug. That's a 1. That's a no-go. Okay, so he misses. All right, we're going to roll now once again for Basil and Kaylee. Ah, that's another fail. Darn it. 4. She attacks us. Our armor is considered. 4. Ooh, okay, that's 1 damage. So 4. We take 1 damage. Okay, we haven't hit her yet at all. Okay, so we take a little cut, just a flesh wound. We're gonna roll again. Gonna give us a little shake. Plus 2 on the count there. Okay, that's not bad. 9, 10, 11. Okay, our damage. We roll for damage, and their armor is considered, but no attack back. No counting. Here we go for our D6, the short sword. 2. That's the no. Okay. Okay, now. Was I attacking her? I completely forgot. Shoot, I completely forgot. I'm gonna say I'm sorry, my mind is lost today. Do my best. I'm gonna say we just killed him out. We just took care of him. He was 1. He's out of the story. Now it's just her. So does she back out? Even though she hasn't been hurt, let's roll for it. We won't really do a morale check per se, but let's just say, ask the Oracle. Seeing that her 2 comrades have fallen dead, DED. Does she, Kaylee, step back in fear? I'm going to say she's a captain. 60% chance, I think. She's impressed by what she sees. She takes a step back. 60%. Will she flee? Oh my gosh, that's a 95. She does not. She gets enraged. Okay, so give her a bonus on the roll. She gets enraged. So, here's what I'm considering. This will be improvised. She's enraged. It's not really an official thing with maze rats, but I'm making this up on the spot. I'm gonna roll, but I'm not gonna consider my strength. Let's just do that. This is just a straight roll. Okay. Oh gosh, fail. Okay, she attacks us. We can't fight back, but we have our armor to save us. Here we go, D6. Okay, I'm gonna do one more for advantage, like I said. She's enraged. Pick her best roll. 4. Okay, so that's a difference of 2. We are down to 3. Okay. Things are getting heated here because we are almost down to our last. Oh gosh, we're getting pretty close. Now, we don't have any. We have medicine. Okay, let's take a medicine. That'll be a turn. So, this will do a D4 heal. Well, let's ask the Oracle. Is this a D4 heal? 50-50. It is. Okay, D4 heal. All right, so we take a medicine. We have. I almost forgot we had some. We have now down to 2. So we're gonna do a D. Actually, I'm gonna do a D6. I'm gonna cheat it just a little bit. All right, we're gonna heal 5. Not bad. All right. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. All right. So we're back to 8. That's not too bad. Like I said, I cheated a little bit to give my solo character a break. Okay, giving him a little break. All right. Now we're gonna roll again. It's just a basic roll plus 2 strength. 5 plus 2. That's a 6, 7. This is a general. Equal attack. So I'm rolling. Her armor's considered 5. She finally takes a hit. Okay, she's down to 3. Kaylee's down to 3. Is her name Kaylee? Yeah, Kaylee. Okay. All right. So then she attacks because there's a partial. Here we go. A 3 is a block with our armor. Okay. Next roll. This is dragging on a little bit. Ooh, plus the 2 strength. That's gonna be a 9. 10, 11. We attack. Armor of hers is considered. Ooh, 6. Oh, okay, that is a defeat. So she takes a fatal wound to the stomach and collapses down. She goes. We killed her. So the NPC we thought was gonna turn out is dead. Okay, so we got her name briefly, and she's out. All right, so that was not Damaris, so that's okay. It was not a person of interest. A poison of interest. Now she's been defeated. So. Not too much of a pretty decent battle. We got a cheated heal there just to help our character out. But when she was defeated, we are in enemy territory now. So, was there anybody who left? Did anybody leave the watchtower? I'm going to say, let's ask the Oracle here. Actually, this is pretty general. This might expand. I'm sorry. Let's say likely that anybody leave the tower. 35. Likely, that is a yes. Now, let's roll to see who left the tower. The script or action, what were they doing? 66. Leave, that makes sense. They're leaving the tower. 80, solid 80. Leave reassuring. Oh, okay. Interesting. Reassuring for her. I think this is backup. I believe someone left the tower in the middle of the battle and was watching us fight. This person is obviously going to be someone important, and I think it is going to be a higher commanding official or a higher ranking individual of the Creed. Is this going to be the commander of the Creed or the big boss, the big bad? Let's say 75% chance. That is 100. Wait, no, that's not considered. I'm sorry. Actually, is 100 considered? I guess it's my Oracle. I wasn't really using it. I wasn't really using this Oracle. I'm going to roll again. 65. It is, okay. It's a higher. It's not the highest ranking, so I said 75%. It's not the highest ranking individual. It is another captain, let's say. And this captain steps out with 2 men. And this guy's going to be a little more tougher. We'll put him at 5. He says, they shout, "Hey, you, stop right there!" And these guys are obviously way more equipped than the last ones. And there is going to be a bunch of them. They bust out the door, seeing what we just did. We just murdered 2 Creed members. So now we have a bad reputation of the faction Creed, murdering, well, in defense, obviously, defending ourselves, killing 3 Creed members. So they bust out. He shouts, "You killed Kaylee!" So man, get him! And I think we're going to flee. There's no other choice. We're going to run this way to the next hex. So we got to roll for dexterity. If we can do this, I think we have advantage because we are distant away. We're probably 40, 50 yards away. Can we run away? Can we flee this battle? Oh, that is a certain yes with these two. No dexterity modifier, but this is a success. That's 11. So we're able to flee to the next hex down, but we are being chased. We run for it. They are behind now. When we get to next hex, what is the consistency of the hex? I think we're still in the grasslands. So let's check the oracle. What is special about this specific hex? Remember, this all covered from my hamster wheel. 69 again. Actually, no, it's not again. Mundane. Okay, so I'm thinking it's just typical grasslands. 50. Oh, let's re-roll the single here. 52. Mundane light. Oh, it's very light grass. There's not much coverage. It's very short grass. So it is grassland, but it's very small. The grass is very low. It's hills. Let's just say it's hills. We're starting to pop in little hills here, like so. Okay. We're in a very kind of a wavy, low-lying, grassy land area, and we are running for our lives as we just pissed off the Creed. Now, is there anybody in this hex while we're running through it, kind of not carelessly, but in a rush to get out of there? I'm going to say 30% chance. I have a small inkling there is someone there. 60. There's no one here. Okay, so this hex empty from any other passerbys and from any individuals. Now, anything special about this hex? We know it's just a mundane light, so there's nothing really special about it. I'm sorry, there's nothing visually appealing about it. But is there anything special about this hex? Let's say 60%. Let's ask the oracle this one. Likely. 22. It is. Okay. What is special about this hex? What is like significant about it? Visually, it looks mundane and light. 23. Control. Something is in control here. Okay. 27. Extravagant. The guard. So, okay, another faction. We run into another faction. Extravagant control. They are controlling this area. So, because the area is so common, grassland, hills, we run into another group of individuals, but I don't think they're a threat to us. Are these going to be, let's see, who else is in our story here? We have the guards from the town, but they wouldn't really be out here for any reason. The scavengers we met earlier, I think I twisted the story into saying that these were the scavengers, and they led us into they duped us into coming here, saying the grandmother's house was all a lie. So we still don't know where Damaris is. She actually could be back in Greystone. But I'm thinking that this other faction is going to be new. Is this going to be a good or bad? That's the question. 50-50. So maybe they are a traveling. You know what? I thought it was something hilarious. We ran into a traveling circus. We literally ran into no roll needed. We just ran into a traveling circus. It's the whole caravan of traveling. It's just all of like the wagons, the elephants, the whole shebang. But there's a path, a road. We rolled to the visual appearance. I didn't really specify, but I'm deciding on it. Mundane hills, grass, blah blah blah. But we literally just ran into an extravagant, and it could provide us cover. So this traveling circus is heading due west. Let's say north. It's going towards the town of Featherwind. And what we're going to do is run up to them, and we're going to dive into one of the wagons and hide. And let's say we do this with dexterity. Again, we're doing advantage because we have the distance considered. Here we go. We dive in there. Yep. Oh, yep. 11 again. So good. We managed to I even had a partial without the advantage. But we managed to dive into one of the wagons, and let's say the wagon is just the innocents are usually considered with these silver die. So they are surrounding us. They are looking. They run past the circus, not seeing us in the distance. They stop. The circus keeps going. You can't stop them. They start kind of looking around through the wagons, through all of the checking underneath the wheels and asking around. have you seen this man kind of thing. And everybody, did anybody see us? I'm gonna say no. Based on my initial roll, nobody saw us. We were able to dive into a wagon like the curtains. We dove right through, and we're hiding. Are we with anybody in this specific wagon? Let's see. I'm gonna say 50. I think it's more of a storage, like a cargo container or anything. Let's say 25% chance there's anybody in here. Yep, there's nobody in there. Okay, so it's just crates. It's just hay. It smells like crap. It's just a storage wagon for stuff, like the props for the clown. There's like a little mini. There's like a big ball for the elephant. All the usual stuff, and we're hiding behind it. So one of the um, the creeds members looks through the curtain and climbs in with the weapon. We can hear the footsteps on the boards, the wooden board flooring. He's looking around. We're hiding inside a crate of carrots or something, fruit. I'm sorry, food, um, and or that I guess that's a veggie, and then food. So we're hiding in there. We're trying to snug ourselves into the pile of carrots, and we're hiding in there. The Creed member's looking around. He look around like very articulately? Like, does he look in each case? I'm gonna he's in a rush, like 40% chance. Okay, he doesn't. Nope. So he kind of just does a gaze around. He looks around a little bit, gazes a bit, just kind of skims the room. Doesn't see anything. He's like, nope, not in here. He says nothing, and he jumps out. So he said, and you hear a voice, did you find him? No, we didn't find him. He's not in here. Well, check the other wagons, you idiots. And they keep looking around. So we are now bouncing, moving along. We hear a whistle. There seems to be a little commotion up in the front of this traveling circus, and we start hearing people yelling at each other. Probably the circus members saying, "Get out of the way!" And these creators are starting to get a little violent at the circus, at the circus folk, and that's when there's gonna be a little dispute and there's a little fight. But again, we're hiding, and we hear some weapons being drawn and some people screaming. So the creeds start to something must have happened. Like they may collided with a horse, or the elephant got scared. You hear an elephant like rise up and do the noise, and I think maybe someone fell off the elephant and then started yelling at the Creed. The Creed got violent. Maybe they started attacking them, killed some of the circus folk members, and now they're attacking innocent people, and we're here hiding cowardly. So of course we stand up. We're going to take a quick medicine here to heal ourselves. I'll do a D4 this time. I'm not going to cheat it that much. A D4 roll. 2. That works for me. So we're at 10 out of 12. Okay. 10 out of 12. And we stand up. We hear another whistle. Several whistles this time. Right when we stand up in the basket of carrots, we step out of it. We're in the middle of we're about to leave and jump out, attack, surprise. We hear a bunch of more whistles. And we hear like dozens, not dozens, probably like 6 or so voices yelling, "Hey, you stop right there! Put your weapons down now!" And then, believe it or not, a line of guards, 6 guards appear, and we hear familiar voices. I think we were just close enough to the path up to. Actually, we're not that close. We went through here, the bridge that's burnt. So that means we passed through this hex, which we didn't see what happened. We didn't see what was in this hex, so we have to go. I think we're right up to Actually, that wouldn't make sense. We're not that close to Greystone. I'm sorry. I'm going to change this a bit. We're right here. Now, the guards wouldn't come out this far. Let's take that out. I'm going to step that back a bit. We do jump out to fight. They are slaughtering, killing these innocent people, these circus men, the traveling circus. Okay, we jump out, and we see. I'm gonna keep myself in this hex here. We see a few dead members of the circus on the ground, clowns, whatever, trapeze artists, and they are fighting the circus members. Again, the Creed are ruthless. They are going to kill to find us. We're going to surprise attack. There is one walking just by our wagon that we're in. So we jump out, and we're going to surprise attack with advantage. I'm going to roll 3D and then plus strength. So it's a huge advantage. I'm going to attack one of the 4s here. Okay, so we rolled okay, perfect. So We rolled 11 plus 2, that's 13. We got to roll for damage and ignore the armor completely. 3. All right, so this guy right here is down to 1. And we stab him. The other two, one guy sees us. These two don't see us. The captain doesn't see us yet. This other 4 doesn't see us. This guy sees us. He's like, hey! And then we're going to roll for combat. So, all right, while the traveling circuits is fleeing, we now garnered the attention of 2 of the 4 members of the Creed. We're rolling for attack, plus 2 strength. Holy crap, not a bad roll at all. That's a perfect critical. So 4. What I'm going to do is roll. Here's the thing I might do for Maze Rats, or for Maze Hack. A solid 6, not a beyond with modifier, but a solid 12, a critical, is a double attack die roll and choosing the highest roll. So, enemy armor is not considered. We're going to roll 2d6 for the sword and take the highest roll, 4, and guess what? He's dead. So, now, we're going to attack the other member who's on the ground bleeding out. Just the basic roll plus 2. 4, 6, that's not good. He managed to get a strike at us, but again, his armor, I'll give him a d6. 2, that's no good. Our armor negates all of it. Okay, so another member sees us. He attacks us. We're gonna roll d4 plus strength. Another critical. You gotta be kidding me. We parry perfectly and we strike him. Again, rolling 2d, choosing the highest roll, 4 again. We stab him and we cut it. We stab him in the neck and the sword goes right through. He coughs out blood and falls back perfectly. This guy's still alive. He is going to flee, try to get to the captain. We're going to try to stop him from running. Okay, rolling the 2d6 plus your strength. That's an 8. That's partial, so it's going to be a back and forth. Okay, we're rolling our d6. His armor's only 1, so he's dead. He doesn't get a roll. Well, does he get us? Let's see. 1, he doesn't. Nope. Okay, so he's dead. All right. We going to find the captain. The traveling circus is almost out of the area, and the captain, we find him. He's in the front, looking around, and he sees us. He takes our weapon out. This is gonna be a tough battle. Now, we really need to roll criticals here. This guy's tough. He's a 5. So, this is just a standard roll plus 2. Sorry, not a standard roll. This is well, I guess it is a standard roll. 3, 3, 6. Ooh, we got lucky. So, this will be a 6, 7, 8. That's a hit, but then he also has a hit at us. So we roll a d6. That's a tough because we got to get a 6 basically. 4, that's no go. He hits up. He rolls us at us. 1. Okay, we got lucky. Now, perhaps he's too difficult. So we're rolling for attack plus 2. 6 again. Okay. I'm sorry. 4. That's a fail. Shoot. Okay, so he attacks. We don't. 1 again. All right, so he keeps missing. We're too fast for him. All right, so now, is there anything I can do? Because again, he's very strong. I literally have to roll a 6 to strike him and then lower his armor as we fend him off. But I do like this method of battle. Actually, it's very intriguing, very exciting. We have a grappling hook. We could fire that sucker right into his stomach and pull him like a scorpion move. Let's try it. We're rolling for. I'm gonna say this is willpower plus 1. If it's effective. It is. Okay, we managed to do it. So, that should be a 6, 7, 8, 9. We get him closer to us, but the grappling hook falls off. So he's closer, which means we'll get advantage for our next roll. I'm going to roll and for the d6 for the weapon die. So, plus 2 strength on the highest 2 rolls. There you go. So, it's not a critical though, but it is a advantage on the attack die. We do consider his armor. So, still, we gotta roll 5 or higher. Now, I'm sorry. His armor is not considered. Because it is beyond 12. I keep changing the rules here, so let me think about this. Because, again, Maze Hack is always a work in progress. If we roll 6 and 6, which we did, I get advantage for the d6. So I get to roll 2, choose the highest roll, ignoring armor. For this one, when it's an unnatural higher than 12, I get to roll a standard attack, ignoring the armor. There, that sounds fair. So we'll do it. He does not attack. 3, ignoring armor, because we rolled higher. 3 is going to be down to 2. Okay, we finally damaged him. Come on, there we go. Okay, the circus is further away. They're not in this hex, it's just kind of representation if we zoom in. Okay, he's going to attack us now, so we're going to roll for just general turn. Plus 2 bonus, so our strength. That is a 7-8, so it's going to be back and forth. Okay, we're rolling for D6. A 5, but does he get us before we kill him? Because we do get him. Oh, it's 6. He does. He gets us by 3, which is fine because again we're back. We're at good health. Okay, so we're down 3. We're down to 7 now. Before he takes his final breath, he does manage to hurt us 3 points, but he is defeated. So the Creed, the party of Creed that we dealt with, obviously it's not the entire Creed. Well, wait, hold on a second. If the Creed was recruiting, I think they were actually really desperate because when we were fighting the initial 2 and then the Kaylee captain, who was the shortest living NPC in existence, they actually were desperate to get rid of us, or they're trying to recruit us earlier. I think that's an entire team. I think that was the entire Creed. They were maybe disbanded. They had a mutiny. Something happened. So let's ask the Oracle: was this the final member? Were these the final members of the Creed? At least the lower-ranking members. Maybe there's the commander or the boss in his ivory tower. I would say very likely. 28. Okay, it is. All right. So indeed, it was the remaining it was the remaining lower echelon of the Creed, the lower members. It was the captains. It was the hole diggers, that kind of stuff. So we dealt with the Creed, but we don't know that. We're looking around expecting more Creed to pop up, and no one comes up. We look to our left. Basil looks to his left. He sees a tower. It is unattended. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to explore the tower. So we now go to the tower. We're back. There's nobody guarding it. It is this open watchtower, defenseless, and ready for exploration. So this will be I'm going to end the episode here. Some notes for myself in the following. We defeated most of the Creed based on setting, but not to Basil's knowledge. He is at the front door of the watchtower. The door is open. Again, they left, and there was a battle ensued. So we have the entire tower to explore. But let's roll on the table. Action descriptor. What can we expect here in the tower? 28. Danger. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so maybe it is the commander, the big boss. 8. Danger Bright. Oh, okay. So Danger Bright. Someone who, you know what? A magic user. Right. I'm thinking someone with spells. Very, very bright spells, like AoE spells we're talking. So I'm thinking that the big boss is a magic user, and we'll find out once we get inside the castle in the next episode of The Lone Wolf. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been absolutely amazing. I loved every minute of it, and I hope you guys too. I will see you next time. This is Lex Gray signing off.